Hello from the Bavarian capital city of Munich, dear road trip lovers, and let's do today a road trip to the Austrian border, driving on the newly built motorway A94 to Braunau am Inn. Just start north of Munich, and we'll soon try to reach the motorway A99. The exterior bypass of Munich. Now we are at the intersection between Schleißheimer Straße and Neuherberger Straße. It's the start of the Easter holiday, so I hope the traffic wouldn't be too bad. They announced some heavy traffic jams today, but mainly on the A8. That's why I don't want to take the A8 to the Austrian border to Salzburg, but I'll go on the A94, which normally sees much less traffic. We are in the neighborhood called Hassenbergl. It's possible to overtake. No. Come back. I saw the bus stopped, and but there is a huge queue behind it. Munich is the capital city of Bavaria, the largest German state by surface, by area, and it's a wonderful city of about 1.5 million inhabitants. Munich is also a great touristical attraction. Many tourists are coming here to admire the city, which is a beautiful historical center, and the many museums, and the fact that Munich is one of the car manufacturing capitals of Germany, together with Stuttgart, as BMW has its headquarters here. Traffic is quite problematic here until we are exiting the city. There's also a construction site, and that's why there are these traffic problems here. It's the start of the Easter holiday, so many people are going outside from the city to holidays or to visit their relatives or to their hometowns, as there are many people that work here but are not born here in Munich. Munich is a great economical has a great economical situation with a lot of jobs, many companies having their headquarters here. It's not just BMW, but there is also Allianz, there is also Siemens here, and many other smaller but still important companies. Because of this great economical situation, also the traffic is very high in Munich. Many people here are driving a lot, despite the city has a great public transportation system. And soon we'll turn left on Ingolstädter Straße. That will bring us out of the city. left lane. And now we are on Ingolstädter Straße, northbound. That's a B13 national road. Goes to Ingolstadt and further on to Würzburg. To Ingolstadt it is somewhat parallel with the motorway A9. We have like 1.5 kilometers until the motorway ring. That's not fully completed, the A99 motorway around Munich. It's about 70% completed. The section south of the city is missing. There are some problems there with NIMBYs that don't want motorways there. Must say that the area south of Munich is really beautiful, and they should do some tunnels there in order to hide the motorway, as it is a very beautiful relaxing area for the inhabitants of Munich along the Isar River. And here we will join the motorway, the A99. Direction on this section. They decided to add more lanes here instead of fully completing the ring road, but this section still sees a lot of traffic and is prone to traffic jams. The weather is perfect. We have 24 degrees Celsius, quite a lot for mid-April, Germany. And now we are reaching the intersection with the A9 that goes to Berlin. Very important motorway, north-south axis in Germany. Goes also a little bit inside Munich to the right, some like 10 kilometers or maybe less, until the middle ring. Then shared also the A9, the drive of the A9 northbound to Nuremberg and Bayreuth. Please feel free to check the video too. It's a very nice motorway, nice drive from Upper Bavaria to Franconia. Munich lies in Upper Bavaria. We are now in the north just on outskirts of the city at about 500 meters altitude. To the south, altitudes are reaching about 560, 570 south of Munich, and now we have a traffic jam. Exactly what I was expected. Hope it won't be too bad. A lot of holiday traffic. This section has 4 lanes per direction. Was relatively recently expanded from 3 to 4 lanes per direction, but it ends like 6 kilometers further on, and I think that's a problem, because there we have to going back to 3 lanes per direction, and that's a source of traffic jam when the traffic is relatively high, like now. They started the works to enlarge also, to expand also the next section further 4 or 5 kilometers. They are doing it in relatively small sections. The GPS is saying 13 minutes of traffic jam. Running at about 30 kilometers per hour. At least it's moving. And I suppose the A8 motorway, it's like this till the Austrian border. You definitely want to avoid it during holidays, the A8. Very picturesque motorway, but also a lot of traffic. Now it's getting better. There's traffic from the A9 joined us. Still have to drive about 10 kilometers on the A99 before joining the A94. And the left lane is the worst of all of the lanes. Have to change. Traffic on the German motorways, especially around the big cities, but not just, because Germany is very well developed, not just in the big cities, but almost everywhere. There are small companies also in small villages. It's quite equally developed in comparison with other countries. There are still differences, but much less than in France, for example, or in East Europe. The next section to be expanded has a length of 4 kilometers and should be ready until December 2024. They are now doing some preparatory works. Things they will really start next year. And they are enlarging to the middle as they left the space as the motorway was built. You will see there is a lot of space in the middle, allowing the motorway to be expanded to 4 lanes per direction, relatively easy. Here on this banner, Stau. Stau means traffic jam in German. Very well known word here in Germany. And everybody who drives a little bit through the country will learn it. better as expected. It was a problem at the end of the 4 lanes per direction section. It will be better from now on. We'll leave the A99 in 4 kilometers. And here you see the large median where they can expand the motorway relatively easy. They are just adding a lane there in the middle, but I think they still have to rebuild some bridges. That's what they are doing now, like this one for example, like this bridge. Leaves the motorway 500 meters. As you see, A94 direction Passau. Traffic jam until it joins the motorway. I think the intersection here is a little bit problematic. The junction, it's a clover leaf. Just one lane for the traffic going from the A99 to the A94 direction Passau. It's not enough. And that's why we have this traffic jam here. A lot of traffic takes also now the A94, driving to Linz, Wien, Vienna or further east. good alternative for driving from Munich to places situated east of Linz. It's also some 30-40 kilometers shorter. But it's not fully complete, the motorway. There are still some sections missing. East of Mühldorf to Passau. Here there is a traffic conflict between the people that are coming on the A94 from Munich and want to go on the A99, and people like us that want to go from A99 to A94, creating here a traffic jam. But definitely many people are taking now the A94 because of the big traffic jams on the A8. Also buses. And we have from here on 100 kilometers until the border of Austria, until Braunau am Inn. Finally on the A94. This section is relatively old, but most of the motorway was built relatively recently, with a big section of over 30 kilometers being opened in 2019. After the opening of this section, the motorway is finished until east of Mühldorf, more than 60-70 kilometers from here. And it definitely became an alternative, like I said, for the A8 for people driving east of Linz. It was planned initially to build the motorway to Braunau and then on the Austrian through the Austrian Innviertel region, but the Austrians didn't want it. So it is now planned to go to Passau and reach the A3 near Passau. It's quite a detour. Many people are exiting at Braunau, and then you drive on some national roads, some normal roads through Austria that are seeing a lot of traffic there. Traffic is still there, but it runs on secondary roads and on the A3, having to do a detour. I think that's from an ecological perspective not the best decision, because you have more fuel consumption because of the detour. If they would have built the motorway directly, they would have less emissions there, globally seeing there in the region. Hard to understand decisions. Well, there's quite a lot of traffic near Munich. It will get better soon. Oh, he's driving left lane. Leaving the Munich metropolitan area, the motorway has quite a nice route through the Isental Valley. There are a lot of protests against building this motorway. The plans are from the 70s, but the section there was finally constructed between, I think, 2013, 2014 to 2019. A lot of time lost in planning decisions. There are many protests against the motorway. People are happier to see the same traffic on the national roads. The B12 was very, very bad, with a lot of accidents. Right? Have to keep right. I know that's illegal, but you're staying there on the left, despite the right lane being completely free. Junction to Anzing and Marktschwaben East. Marktschwaben is an important suburban town of Munich. Are quite some people living here, many of them commuting to Munich. We are still inside the suburban train radius. quite some exits here. It's the metropolitan area of Munich. It's the next one to Forstening and Ebersberg. The road to film from here, the road to Ebersberg through the Ebersberg forest. Quite scenic drive. Please feel free to check this one too if you want to better see how this region looks like. Here at this exit, traffic had to exit before the last section of the motorway was built. Here at Linden, at the B12 and drive further on B12 to Mühldorf. And so B12 was really congested. Very prone to accidents. These days here in Germany. We had last weekend like just 2 or 3 degrees Celsius, and now we have 24 degrees. So in a few days it's changed completely from snow to spring. Actually, we are happy in summer also when we have these temperatures. It's a little bit windy, but still okay. Linz 209 kilometers. And here at the next exit, that was the last exit on the A94 for a long time, until they built the next about 30 kilometers of motorway. Finished, like I said, in 2019. It was a PPP project, private-public partnership, or public-private partnership. The motorway is concurrent also with the European road 554. And one of the nicest sections of the A94. Some hills, some hilly terrain. Also we are descending to the Isen Valley. A lot of forest too. To the right one can see also the mountains. The Alps are like 40-50 kilometers away, but can be seen in the distance. It's a nice section. Good quality as it is newly built. It's a pleasure to drive here. Try to do some cruise control for the first time during this trip. I see a lot of plates, number plates from Romania, Bulgaria, here, Hungary. And a nice view opens up. We are at about 500 meters altitude. Descending now to the Isen Valley that will bring us to the Inn Valley that will reach near Mühldorf am Inn, the most important town on the way. shortcut on the national roads through Austria, and they have to drive to the A3 near Passau. Excellent here. quite an important junction here. To Dorfen as the National Road 15 that goes from Rosenheim to Landshut and further north to Regensburg. An expressway is planned on the corridor of the B15. Let's see if it will be built. Also there is a lot of opposition to the project. Here there is no north-south motorway or expressway east of Munich, and the traffic has to go to Munich and on the A99 on the Munich bypass and do so that there are many traffic jams there. If an expressway would be built here, a lot of traffic will go directly north-south, not having to do the detour over Munich. The actual B15 has not the best alignment. Alignment goes through many villages on the way. Relatively new. This motorway has a lot of sound protection walls for the villages here around. 107, real speed about 132. A perfect cruise speed. In order also to admire it a bit from the landscape around. Not too fast, but still brings you at your destination relatively fast. Driving 160 instead of 130 brings just a few minutes in time, but you are much exhausted at the end. You see nothing, you have to have your eyes just on the street. Second time I'm driving here. Drove it once after the motor was inaugurated, wanted to test it a few months after it was completed. And decided also to film it this time. From here around Mühldorf was finished earlier. Don't know exactly when. I think it's a 2000 years, but I'm not sure. Traffic as expected after leaving the Munich metropolitan area, but still quite a lot for this road. Normally there are less cars here. Tunnels are having a speed limit of 80 in Germany. Very conservative approach. In many other countries you can drive normally in tunnels. For example, in Italy there is no special speed limit for tunnels. In Austria I think they are mostly limited at 100, which is still better than 80. Freiburg is a pretty nice small town. It is a historical center. On a hill above the Inn River. Was there once. And the next exit is Mühldorf West. Mühldorf is a regional center in this part of Bavaria. Has a population of about 20,000 inhabitants, I think. It's situated on the River Inn. River Inn flows from the Alps, from Switzerland, having its spring near St. Moritz. Then through Austria, through Innsbruck, before entering Germany south of Rosenheim, near Kufstein. And it flows into the Danube and Passau. The Inn Valley was an important commercial route through the Middle Ages. Why so many towns developed on the river, like Mühldorf also, Rosenheim, Innsbruck. There's a nice historical town center in Mühldorf. Some nice old buildings preserved in the town center. Some 40 kilometers to go to Braunau, also situated on the River Inn. Braunau am Inn is the first destination for today. Then I'll drive further into Austria to Linz and Steyr until Leoben. Go also a little bit through the Alps. Plan to film everything. Hope everything goes according to the plan. So you will soon see all of the videos from this trip. And after staying overnight there in Leoben, I plan to drive tomorrow to Romania. Chose an interesting route. South Austria, Hungary. Hope the weather will be also nice. Some rain is announced for tomorrow. Hope the weather will still be okay for filming, because the route that I chose goes over some interesting mountain passes, some interesting regions where I haven't been till now. Want to discover some new roads. South Austria, in Hungary. Hope to clean some new roads there too. kilometers it appeared after the motorway was completed till Munich. And here also the national road B299 goes to Landshut, a beautiful city in Bavaria. Landshut to the north and to Traunstein to the south. It's a beautiful road. Quite high here on this motorway, excepting the newly built section. The other sections are having a lot of exits. So it goes to Tögging. It's an exit to Tögging. Tögging am Inn. They are very close to the town of Altötting, called the Shrine of Europe, an important pilgrimage site. Visited it once, it's very interesting. The pilgrimage church is nice to visit, and the area around it. The exit is 1 kilometer. Quite some things to see and do here in this part of Germany. Since I don't live very far away, visited most of the sites. A299, which was concurrent with the A94 here on the section, and you can see how many people are exiting to Altötting. A lot of traffic on the exit. Yes, they are going also further away to Traunstein, maybe they are trying to avoid the A8 and taking this big detour to Traunstein. bridge over the river Isen, and there was a confluence with the Inn River immediately to the right. Saw it from the car. And another exit to Neuötting, the new Otting. It's the National Road 588. Eggenfeld. People are leaving the motorway in this area, and now we are crossing the river Inn. Quite big river. Pass out the confluence with the Danube, in brings more water. There's a bigger water flow, a higher water flow. Now it's very nice to drive here, very relaxing. After traffic jams and a lot of traffic, now we can admire the stretch of motorway through the Inn Valley. Two lanes will go into one. Here is the end of motorway. Spent like 1 hour in this very big traffic jam. I hope that's the end of it. That's the exit to B1220. B20 goes north to Burghausen and south to Berchtesgaden and Freilassing. You can reach also the A8. Let's see, I hope that's the end of the traffic jam. That's also what the GPS says. In fact, it says still 2 minutes in traffic jam. Haven't filmed the traffic jam as it was. We were moving really slow. A stop and go. maximum 10 kilometers per hour, then again stop. And that's the end of the motorway, A94. The next section is in planning stage, and we are now on a half profile expressway. I think there are no level intersections here. It's quite a good road. Speed limit is 100. Still like 13 kilometers to Braunau and the Austrian border. It's very cool to move again. Don't like standing in traffic jams. I think nobody likes. The Inn River is just on the left, less than 100 meters, and we'll soon cross it. A big chunk of the water flowing from the Alps. The interchange with the National Road B20 that goes north to Straubing. Between these two B12 after the end of the motorway. Really not a big point in overtaking here. There is a huge column of vehicles in front of us. You'll be maybe 1 minute earlier at your destination, but it's quite dangerous to overtake here with a lot of incoming traffic. We are now just 5 kilometers away from the Austrian border, from Braunau am Inn. It's an interesting small town. I think it has a population of about 18-20,000 maybe inhabitants. It is very well known as being the place where the Nazi dictator Adolf Hitler was born. He lived here for the first 3 years of his life. But besides this, town is really interesting. Has an interesting historical town center. It was an important town since the Middle Ages on the commercial routes following the river Inn. It was a very important commercial route during the Middle Ages, with a lot of salt being transported along it. Salt was very important back then, as it was the only possibility to conserve elements. So it developed a lot, Braunau, and nowadays there is still the possibility to see these old buildings in the town center. It lies directly on the river Inn at the border. Developed also as a border town. Actually, the father of Adolf Hitler was a customs officer here in Braunau. We are again slowing down. Soon reach the intersection where we'll go to the Austrian border. And the B12 goes further on to Passau. I hope that some of the traffic will go to Passau. I think most of the trucks will do, because as far as I know, it's not allowed to drive through Austria on the national roads. B148. That's a shortcut to the motorway A8, but I think the trucks are not allowed to drive there. There are no border controls. Actually, as both countries, Germany and Austria, are in the Schengen area, there shouldn't be any border controls. But despite of this, they are still doing controls. Especially the Germans are doing them, but sometimes also the Austrians. And now we are near the interchange. The road to Passau, you have to exit to go to Passau. And ahead is Linz and Braunau. Also traffic jam ahead, as usual today. Not too many people are going to Passau. Most of the cars are driving further to Austria. Traffic jam, and I'll drive through Braunau then, instead of driving on its bypass. Definitely a slower road if there is no traffic jam, but now there is a big one. So let's take the road through Braunau. town near the town of Simbach, Simbach am Inn. We are on its bypass. Simbach am Inn and Braunau are close to each other, separated by the river Inn. We are now entering Simbach. 2 kilometers to Braunau. I think we'll go more or less through the town center of Simbach. Never been here. That's a state route. That's a state route 2112. Very nice old houses here in Simbach. At the end it was nice to take this road to see also how it looks here in Simbach. That's the town center. It's a marketplace. Station, and in 400 meters we reach Austria. Braunau and Simbach are more or less a single town. Here is a bridge over Inn and an interesting monument here. Here is a Inn bicycle route, and we cross the bridge and you can see Braunau in front of us. Now we are entering Braunau. In the Austrian state of Upper Austria. Here is the center with old buildings. You can see it. And now let's end the video here in Braunau. Hope you enjoyed it. It was longer than expected because of the traffic jam, but still hope you enjoyed it. And stay tuned for more videos here on the channel from our road trips. Bye bye, and till the next time.